welcome to another episode of Riding with Jonathan. I am your host, Jonathan Larsen, again in Bismarck, North Dakota on the old North Dakota Tour. I am joined today by Michelle Erickson, and she is with AARC. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. And why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and who you work for?
Sure. I'm the executive director of the Abused Adult Resource Center here in Bismarck. We serve 7 counties, so we serve the 5 that we're closest to, and then Standing Rock Reservation. Okay. Next year will be our 50th year of providing services, and primarily to domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking victims, also stalking, dating violence, and some of those other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and how long have you been in that position?
I've been with the agency 20 years in December. I've been in this position for 6. Okay. So started out kind of with working on housing things, which is a really big need for people leaving those situations, and became a supervisor, shelter supervisor, and became the director.
Okay. And you like it so far?
Yeah, it's got good and bad days.
Well, when you're the boss-ish kind of a thing, there's some jobs that you have to do that aren't necessarily as much fun.
Right.
You know, you don't get to do all the glamorous things. Sometimes you just got to do the work that needs to be done.
Right.
And that's understandable.
And we're pretty busy. Like, unfortunately, it's one of those things where we'll probably always have job security because people aren't going to just start being nice all the time, unfortunately. So, last year we helped about 1,000 victims that we had never seen before. About 800 of them-ish were domestic violence, a couple hundred sexual assaults, and about 30 trafficking victims. So,
wow.
And help can be anywhere from, safety planning with somebody or helping them figure out what their next steps are, to emergency shelter, transitional shelter, get them into an apartment, help them with protection orders, supervised visitation. We have a variety of services to offer.
Okay, so it's kind of a one-stop shop in a way, or if you don't know what you need, you guys would be a good resource, a place to start and be like, hey, here's my situation. Oh, a little bit of chatter there. So then they could be like, okay, and you could be like, okay, here's your next step or your next steps. This is what you need to do.
Yeah, we don't require people to do anything. Like, we kind of meet them where they're at and see what they want to do, and then try to help them as best as we can. And got really good relationships with law enforcement and other nonprofits, so we can try and hook people up with things we don't offer. But yeah, it takes a lot of rapport building and trust to get somebody to, feel comfortable enough to tell you their stories. And
they're in a pretty vulnerable state.
Yes,
once they get to that point, you got to imagine it's pretty rough on them emotionally and everything else. So, what's your favorite part about your job? The one thing that you were like, hey, if I could do this all day, every day, this is what I would do.
I think in general, I just like that we're making a difference in people's lives and hopefully getting people to see that they deserve to have safety and somebody to care about them and not be in those positions where they're feeling scared and unsafe. I really enjoy educating people about it, doing presentations, and if you asked anybody 10 years ago, I would have been like, I hate public speaking because I just didn't like it. But now I feel like, in some way I'm helping other people learn more, and then they'll know how to help people in turn, and it makes for a better world, I guess.
It makes it less scary.
Yeah. Yep.
It's interesting how some people end up doing something they never thought that they would be doing.
Oh, I did not plan on this at all. I have a criminal justice degree. I was thinking I'd be in something probationary, parole, something like that.
Okay.
Ended up volunteering for a class at this place, and then was asked to interview for a position and was hired. So, yeah, and here we are 20 years later.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
That's awesome, and that's why, you should never, when you're in high school or kids in high school and college, and they're going off and you're like, oh, what do you want to be? What are you going to go to school for? And they have no idea. Yeah. And it makes sense because there's people in their 20s, 30s, 40s that don't know what they're going to do, and stuff like this kind of falls in your lap, like you're on one projection, and all of a sudden you take a right angle, and you're like, oh, this is
where I'm meant to be.
This is where I'm meant to be, and we just wouldn't know. Looking back, you can see the steps that got you there.
Right. Yeah.
But looking forward, that hindsight thing. So what is a typical, like, let's say I was coming to you. What does that look like from my point of view? Like somebody coming into your office for the first time?
Yeah, so, I mean, when somebody comes to us, we just want to sit down and have a conversation with them, find out what's going on, what they're looking for help, what their maybe end goal is, just sort of meet them where they're at, and then go from there. So somebody might be coming in saying, I need to leave today and I need shelter, and then somebody else might be coming in saying, this is going on, I'm not sure it's the healthiest relationship, what can I do to, make it safer for me? And so it's just a variety of different situations. And then we also, a couple of years ago, these domestic violence programs have always been victim-centered and very much, there to support victims. But a couple of years ago, we took on offender intervention classes. And in my opinion, I thought this is just another way to decrease violence if we can reach the offender and try to fix some of the issues that they have. So we've been doing that a couple of years. It's a 6-month program. It focuses on changing thoughts and behaviors, and it's going really well. We added a second class, and we're probably going to add a third one now. So, yeah, just looking for ways to, help people feel safer and hold offenders accountable.
Yeah, is this community funded then, or how do you get your funding for this?
We're about 55% grant funded. We have about a $4 million budget. We also have an amazing thrift store, Seeds of Hope. And that provides about 30% of our budget. So everything donated there and sold goes back into keeping our programs running. And then, private donations, fundraisers, that's the other 15% or so of our funding. Mostly state and federal grants, some city grants. We operate an emergency shelter, a transitional shelter, an apartment building, a thrift store, and then our office building. So that's probably the worst part of my job, is maintaining 5 buildings.
Well, yeah, then that's where a lot of your cost goes and stuff like that, but it is necessary. I'm trying to get away from this truck, and people just keep following me.
Well, if you keep driving by the same houses, they might be coming to us for, stalker issues.
I mean, well, at least I have somebody be like, well, I'm training him. I'm teaching him to not be a repeat offender.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in rehab right now. But the neighborhood, since I don't know where I'm going, I'm staying in the same area, kind of where I know. And it is one of those things that we're driving slowly through these neighborhoods, looking at. Looks like we're just house hunting or something like that, in a van. And I don't have candy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, okay, I'm not luring anybody towards it, but.
Well, in October is actually Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So starting tomorrow, we've got a lot of different things going on, and we have an awareness walk tomorrow night at the state capitol at 5:30. We've got Concert for Courage on the 11th, and that's just a bunch of bands and sort of a get together, and just to kind of promote awareness of of the issue. I don't think it should be a secret issue. It should be, people should know about it. People should know where they can go for help and how they can support people in those situations.
But it is one of those things that seems that we do keep quiet on, or that we don't like talking about, like it's taboo, like we don't talk about our problems and our issues. But people can't help you if they don't know, and you'd be surprised of, who could help you if they knew what you were going through. I just think people as a whole aren't comfortable really doing that.
And there's a level of maybe some embarrassment and shame that they're in those positions, but abuse is never that person's fault. It's always that person that's perpetrating the abuse that needs to be held accountable. And so we just want people to know that they can come to us without judgment, and we'll help them however we can.
Very cool. I don't think I've been on this road yet today. I got to go up and go over, and my brake is squeaking. Got to get that taken care of. But
you can probably go up all the way around the Century and then back over.
And back over?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take that. We'll see how that is, and then we'll just meander back and around. Yeah. So you've been in this. You like it. It wasn't where you planned on doing, but it turned out to be good. And you've helped a lot of people. Like, how many staff do you have then? would you say? Is it like a
total,
lot?
we have about 75.
Okay.
About 22, 3-ish are full-time, and the rest are part-time. We have to staff both our shelters 24 hours.
Okay.
And then the store obviously takes a lot of part-time help. You know, the community is so supportive of our thrift store, and I think part of that is because they know it goes back into supporting a good program. And we had 169 people we sheltered last year, and something like 130 kids. So there's a lot of need out there in our community for people to have, you know, a safe place to stay and be able to have the things they need, like food and hygiene supplies. So we just try to do the best we can with what we have, and sometimes, you know, funding gets cut, and then we are scrambling where we can somehow cut, and so it's kind of a daily challenge.
Oh, for sure. And every day is kind of different, you know, for you, I imagine.
Yes, every single day is different. Can't really. We always, when we interview people, we ask them if they prefer structure or flexible schedules, and if they say structure, I'm like, you probably aren't going to make it here. You have to be able to roll with stuff. So
yeah, we like structure too. We just don't have it.
Yeah,
we can't offer that to you.
Yeah, and we have, like, you know, a 24-hour crisis line. Law enforcement brings people to us. People just show up at the door. They email. They call. So it's we have to be prepared 24/7 for any kind of situation that might come up.
Oh, absolutely. I just noticed, like, I came all the way up to where I stayed last night, another exit. So we're just gonna come back, I think, this way.
Yeah.
And so before this, you were gonna do other things. You did into this. Now you have walks, you have fundraisers, you have the thrift store. Like, if people want to get involved, like, how do they do that? Like, where's your greatest need at right now, would you say?
Well, as far as people getting involved, we can always use volunteers. You know, we have people that go to our store and just sort hangers and put them in a 12-pack bundle, or people that hang clothes, or people that go through all our markers, crayons, and pens that are donated, you know. Yeah. So we can always use people for that. In actually October 17th, our Christmas store opens at the Seeds of Hope, and it's one of our biggest portions of our fundraising, because that Christmas store brings us about $80,000 in about 3 months. Okay. So, you know, people love it. They wait in line the night we open. And,
is this new stuff or is it used stuff?
It's all donated stuff, but a lot of it is new. A lot of it's used. And you know, if it's something that's dirty or broken or that we can't use, we recycle, or we, you know, work with Goodwill to give them some of the clothing that we can't sell, and they send it over to somewhere else that needs it. So we're all trying to put things back out and help the community in different ways as well.
Absolutely, yeah. You're working together.
Yeah.
If you can't use it, somebody else can use it, kind of a thing.
And honestly, the homeless situation in our town has gotten, you know, far more prevalent at this point, and so those of us that are operating shelters are full most of the time. Yeah. And you know, trying to find solutions as a part of the homeless coalition too. So trying to find solutions as part of the coalition before winter. You know, we don't want to be losing people to the elements. So
no, and winter up here is serious.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
In this region, winter's for real, and
yes.
So you definitely want to make sure that you are prepared for that.
Right.
Okay, I got to see where I got to keep going. Just seeing what's out here. All right, let's see. What else do we want to talk about? What's the future look like?
You know, possible government shutdown tomorrow, which could affect us in a not so great way. We've got a few federal grants that would be on hold.
Right. And when you're watching this, that's already happened or not happened, or something came about with it.
Yeah. So I think it's more, you know, funding is always, you can't depend on funding. And so we're always looking for ways to build up our funding, not relying on grants. And so that's why the thrift store is so important, because that money is unrestricted. We can use it for paying staff. We can use it for improvements. We can use it for things clients need. You know, it's nice to have that additional money. Yeah. We're always operating, you know, we don't charge for most of our services. We do charge for our visitation center. and for our offender program.
Okay.
But that's kind of due to accountability, you know.
Well, absolutely. If they don't have any
show
skin
up.
in the game, like, why? Well, that
We
was,
also run red lights in this town a lot, so just saying.
I'll put that on the camera if that's working. You'll be able to see, like, I sat there for a long time just because I'm slow. So you have that, and I'm getting back to that grant. I know there's been a lot of discussion about that and how, you know, a lot of these nonprofits are losing their funding, but you know, part of me is like, should have we been ready for this at any time? And you know, once you get established, like you have the store and you have different ways of bringing in money, so if something like this does happen, which in life it could happen anywhere, your store can close, you know, we just never know. But I think more people should be preparing for that and finding an avenue if they can. I mean, if the organization, you know, is set up that way. But like for you got the store, which is a huge part.
Huge part.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible that you can make that much money off of it. And I mean, I'm not totally surprised because I mean, yeah, a lot of people go to thrift stores and a lot of people want to donate. You know, a lot of people they don't have this stuff, they don't want this stuff, whatever. And it's a great way that you guys can turn that into money.
Right.
And you're really creating something with it.
And we're celebrating 30 years of this year of our thrift store. So it's grown exponentially over the years. And actually COVID, in some way, I think did us a favor because people were thrifting more. Now the economy, you know, isn't great. And so people are definitely wanting to spend less on clothing and household furniture and dishes and whatever. And so I think some of the things that seem not so great have been beneficial for us. But you're right, not every nonprofit has the ability to start up a thrift store. And that thrift store was born out of the director before me had been there 40 years. So she was my mentor and amazing person that built this whole entire program. And her idea behind that was to give women leaving those relationships a place where they could feel safe, they could work, they could make a little money. You know, they were probably getting paid like $1.50 or something 30 years ago. And now it's grown into this giant program that's just amazing and beneficial for us and the community. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm proud of it.
that is great. I mean, because it's just a win-win for everyone. I mean, and you're employing people, but yet you're giving people an opportunity. And the more people I talk to, like on these, COVID always comes up into the conversation.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it turned out to be good for them. They made it into a positive. You know, it's like I had to get out of my usual routine and I changed this up about my business, or because of it, I had to do this and I changed job. You know, so a lot of people that I've talked to, even though it was kind of like a bad time-ish, that they rose above and it made them stronger.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, a lot of people really did some amazing things with it.
Yeah. I think one of the other things that came out of it for us too was because I thought we were going to be really busy when all this started happening. Like we were going to all of a sudden get an influx of calls, but actually our phones went silent. Like, and then we realized we called it the hidden pandemic for a while because we realized people were actually trapped in their houses with their offenders and weren't able to reach out safely. And so we had to kind of adapt to that too and make sure people could get a hold of us in other ways besides picking up a phone, text, and email, and Facebook, and whatever. So it definitely changed a lot of how we do our you know, just our work in general. But we also really took a deep dive into our staff wellness and looking at, you know, they were trying to figure out how to take care of their kids and teach their kids, but be at work and, you know, all those things. And so we put a lot of time and effort and some COVID money into staff wellness and making sure that our staff's not sitting on all these traumatic stories they're hearing and not being able to do something with it. So,
which is super important that you don't usually take the time to think about.
Right.
I mean, it's just, that's the way it is. We're just like, oh, we should have been thinking about this. But again, COVID was good for something. I think it did a good reset. I'm not saying it was great, but I'm just saying, you know, the people who were able to take advantage of it and to rethink some things they really can make a difference.
Well, and I always say, they kind of laugh at me because I always go, I'm Gen X. Everybody just goes to work, does their job, and goes home and deals with their stuff, you know. But I've like come along a long ways since then, and yeah, I understand. It's just very important to make sure your staff is okay. They can't do their jobs, and they can't be helpful to people in those situations if they're not healthy and you know, in a good spot. So yeah, it's like you said, some good things did come out of it.
Some things did. We're gonna do the segment of rapid questions. And
in the shade.
I do it in the shade.
Warm.
It's super warm, if you didn't know. So in her defense, she was put together. She looked great.
I did.
But we're driving around and it's like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we have to have the air conditioners down. So we're just gonna deal with it.
Okay.
This is life.
That works.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions. You could answer them rapidly, or you could take your time, whichever you feel. These are all questions that only you will know.
Oh boy, okay.
I mean, well, we won't know. So, like, no matter what you say,
So as long as I just look like I know.
Yeah,
what
like
I'm
I'm not going to be like, I don't think that is. I don't think that's correct. I won't say that to you.
All right.
All right, here we go. Is your bed made right now?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the best decision you've made in your career?
Ooh. Probably taking the director position. I didn't think I wanted to be the director, but I'm glad I did, and I think I've done a lot of good things in the last 6 years, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to step up and do it, and so it might as well be you, because you had a heart for it, and you were willing to do it.
Knew what I was doing, yeah.
Okay. What is your coffee order?
I don't do coffee. I like an iced vanilla chai.
Okay. Do you have a Starbucks name or a name that when people ask you what name do you want to put this under, that you use, like an alias or anything like that, a fun name?
No, but I have said that I work at Taco Bell before because people get uncomfortable when you tell them where you work.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
just say,
I'll just go Taco Bell. And then they don't ask me any questions.
that's funny. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh. That's tough. I'm gonna say one of my favorites is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, yeah.
I love Heath Ledger.
Yep.
I miss Heath Ledger, but yeah.
And Julia Stiles, I really
Julia
like.
Stiles, yep.
I liked her. She's not around much. It was on TV when I was younger, in high school or whatever, and I watched it back to back like 3 times in a row.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right. Thanks for bringing it up, because I am going to watch that again, because I really...
There you go.
It's a fun one. What's your karaoke song, or what song would you sing if you did it? I'm not holding you to it because I don't have a radio.
I am a rock star in my shower and my car.
Okay.
So I'm not a karaoke fan unless I'm in a group.
Okay.
So I don't really have a song.
You have no song that you would just sing. You just anything rock.
I mean, maybe Earl.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm not again.
Do you know the song Earl?
Earl's Gotta Go. Earl's
Yeah.
Gotta Die by the Dixie Chicks, and then remade by some other cover bands. Yeah.
So yeah, kind of fits.
Yeah, it kind of fits for what you are. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, there's no wrong answer because we don't know.
Right.
I mean, you could say anything, and we'll be like, oh, okay. All right. What was your favorite album in high school? CD, tape? What was your favorite band?
Def Leppard, Pyromania.
Okay. Yep. Very good. First job?
Very first job cleaning houses when I was 10 in the neighborhood. Real actual job was probably A&W.
Okay.
I was a car hop.
Wow. Yeah. And that was I mean, they don't have those very often. And then we have one in Sioux Falls, but then it's like combined with like another restaurant. And
our original one is now our medical marijuana dispensary. So
sweet. So they kind of just went the other way.
Which we probably smoked some in that A&W.
Yeah.
That was the 80s, people. The 80s.
The 80s, we didn't wear helmets either. But now those people are wishing the A&W was also there with it.
Right.
Because then afterwards they're like, man, I could really go for...
Yeah.
So it would have been a good combination, possibly, if A&W wants to come back. All right. Morning person or night owl?
I'm kind of a mid-afternoon person.
This is your peak right now.
Yeah, this is my peak right now. I would say, if out of the two, probably a morning person.
Okay.
Yeah.
You rather get up than stay late, kind of a thing. Favorite type of work bag or purse?
Backpack.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite meal?
Ooh, I'm a foodie.
Oh, this will be good then.
Yeah, I do a foodie trip every year with one of my friends. So, boy, I'm all about seafood. I like smoked. I like to use my smoker and make different smoked things. Italian. Yeah, I'm pretty
Just all over the
just
place.
all over the place.
All right. Most irrational fear.
Oh man, I have a couple.
Make it good for the video, though.
Okay.
Pick your good one.
I do not like little scurrying rodents.
Like mice and rats and stuff like that.
Flying rodents, bats are awful.
Okay.
A fear of heights, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't have control over it, I don't want to do it. So.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. What is in your trunk right now?
Well, I have a truck, so.
Okay.
Back seat has my grandson's car seat and miscellaneous papers, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite month?
I'd say October.
A lot of
I
Octobers.
just love fall and my
Yep.
birthday and all of the things, so yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
What is one thing you wish you enjoyed more?
Ooh, relaxing?
You wish you enjoyed relaxing
Yeah,
more.
I don't do it a lot.
Okay.
It's hard. It's hard for me to just sit. So, yeah.
I
probably could do
train
that
at
more.
it. I practice
Do
it
you?
daily. Yeah.
I wish I was
just
better
like,
at napping. I wish I was better at napping. I can't nap. I don't nap well.
I'm a terrible napper because it's not really a nap. It's like a 4-hour deal, and then it kind of ruins it. But my wife, she can do like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then she's just like up and a rock star. She just rallied, and I'm like, once I go down, it's like nighttime.
I don't understand people like that.
Yeah.
They're a rare breed.
Very, very much so. What shoe do you put on first?
Probably my right. I guess I've never paid attention, but I would
Most
say
people
probably my
haven't.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's an interesting one.
There you go.
I'll
See?
be paying attention to that from now on.
I know I'm ruining everybody because it's one of those things that we never had to worry about. And then now the people who watch this are thinking about it. And then the people I interview now from this day forward will just be like, huh, it is that one.
Right, yeah. What's
it's
your
crazy.
favorite part of doing this?
What's my favorite part of doing this?
Of like these interviews and
meeting
podcasts?
the people. Like, I've just kind of got into it, and especially on this North Dakota tour, I didn't know you were next or who you were.
Sure.
I usually do way more research and want to be more prepared, kind of a thing. But on the other end, it's fun for me to just visit with you and come up with questions.
Yeah.
And do it, and just meet people that are doing amazing things out in the communities.
Awesome.
That maybe don't have a voice, that don't have a channel.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, that people are just like, oh yeah, that's what they do, but they don't really know, and you guys can go out there and
That's good.
do your story.
I plan to launch a podcast in January and around domestic violence stuff, so that's exactly why I want to do it. I want to give people a voice that maybe wouldn't do it any other way. They don't want to be seen, they don't want to be, named, but they could sit in with me in a conversation and say whatever they need to say about
in
their
a
experience,
safe
so.
manner. That's
Yeah.
why this is better, because even though we have cameras and we're just two people driving around in a bus looking creepy in these neighborhoods, and then there's something relaxing about that.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, well, I'll tell you, if you start a podcast, I'll give you some advice. Not that I'm an expert, but don't wait till it's perfect. Just do
sure.
it.
Okay.
Because I waited till it was perfect, and then I didn't do that idea. Then I came up with this idea, and then I'm just like, I just got a camera and just started doing it.
Yeah.
And then I figure I'll get perfected down the road.
Sure.
I mean,
Awesome. Well, and you get
so-
raw footage, which is good, so.
well, and it's just more natural.
Yeah.
I mean, this is our life. I mean, on social media, I think a lot of times, a lot of it's fake, set up, and they do it for the views and the clicks and stuff like that. And so we see the good part of everybody's life,
Sure.
but we don't really get to see the hair blowing around in your face and your makeup, and it's hot, and it's just like, I don't know, camera died.
Okay.
So hopefully it starts again. All right, so we'll just keep kind of going. I'll make sure that's, we're going. It gets hot and then it doesn't want to work. Oh, there's the Capitol again. Really kind of a nice area. So yeah, so if you do it a podcast, then are you just going to bring in different people, and then you can really black out their faces. If they didn't want to be on camera or whatever, I mean, you could do a lot of stuff, or you wouldn't even have to put them on camera.
Right. I don't plan on the camera piece. I'm probably just going to do it, record
voice,
it,
a voice one.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, just being able to share their message would be good.
Right.
Just to be able to maybe help other people, knowing that, hey, if you discuss this we could be potentially helping other people. Sorry for the engine noise, people. Big deal. You know, you could be helping other people that are going through the same thing, that are scared and worried about coming forward as well.
Right. And I want to bring in also like law enforcement and counselors and like different people that are within the systems that all seem to end up working with victims at some point or another.
Yeah.
And just so people have a better understanding of, you know, what it takes. I think people want to say that it doesn't happen here, and statewide last year, I believe there was I think it was about 6,500 victims in North Dakota. And,
wow.
And we have deaths, unfortunately, from this. It's not just a thing, it's like a very important issue.
And it's easy to think that it isn't here, because we'd like to think that it's not here, and it's not a problem where it's not going to happen here. But the truth is, it has to happen somewhere.
Right.
It is going to happen here, and you're just probably not aware of it, and that doesn't make the problem go away.
Exactly.
You know, so we should embrace it, help people out that are going through it. And I mean, we'll never get an end to it, but maybe we can help people in their journey and cut it off sooner than potentially it would have gone.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't escalate to the level that it could go to, I guess.
And there's kids in these situations too, and so
man, yeah.
It's important to know that, you know, kids shouldn't have to live in that kind of situation either. And I think one thing people misunderstand is there's a lot of reasons why people don't leave those situations. You know, nothing aggravates me more than when people say, why doesn't she leave, or why does she stay? Because, you know, maybe she doesn't have a job and he works and provides for them, or where's she going to live if she leaves, and how is she going to get her kids to school, and how is she going to provide food? You know, there's all these things to think about before you just walk away from something.
Yeah, it's not so easy as to just walking away, getting a hotel room. You know, you got kids. I mean, when you got kids, you don't want to disrupt their schedule or their lives. You want it to be super traumatic for them. You know, it's a scary deal.
I'm really lucky. I have 5 amazing managers, and I could not do my job without them. I've got, the staff is all great. They all believe in the mission, and they know what we're working for. And so, you know, we try to do the best we can, like I said, with what we have, and provide, you know, normalcy to people when they do leave those situations and come to our shelter, or, you know, decide they want to get out on their own. So.
And that's great. I mean, that you can get that help. And I think the podcast would be really good to get back to that, because then people can get a taste of information, bite-sized information, without having to come in and really committing yet.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
But they could find it online, and they just casually scroll, and they can hear from an officer or a caseworker or somebody or another person who's gone through it, and they could be like, you know what? My situation is close enough to theirs that maybe I should think about, you know, maybe this is more serious, or could escalate into something more serious.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and so I think that would be a great thing, because, you know, we go to our phones for everything. I mean, if something breaks down, we look for it. If we have a question, we just Google it. Especially kids. My kids right now, we'll be watching a movie, and they'll be like, oh, I wonder how old they are.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, look it up. And my 15-year-old's like telling you everything about these people. And, you know, my generation, we just wondered.
Right.
You know, we didn't even care, probably. You know, it was one of those things. But now, everybody's got a phone, and they're just going to Google, you know, like, hey, what should I do on this? You know, how do we deal with this? So I think that would be I would say yes. I would encourage you to do that piece, even though it's going to be a lot of work. I think that would really help you out. But,
yeah, I think I'd really like it. I mean, that's also part of it. Like, you got to like what you're doing, at least in some way. So I just think it'd be another way to educate people, another way to get the information out there, and also give victims a voice. And yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Well, and when you're passionate like you are about this, it'll be easy for you, because then you'll be talking to people who are mostly passionate about it, if they're not, you know, victims or whatever of it, but, you know, like your law enforcement and stuff like that, they know they're out there saving lives. I mean, these people, they put their lives at risk every day they go out. Right. I mean, and
domestic violence calls are the most dangerous call
absolutely
for an officer to respond to. So,
and the most heart-wrenching. I mean, because you've got kids involved, you got families involved. So these are not heartless people going into those situations. They're fathers, they're husbands, you know.
Yeah.
they're willing for this. So I think that would be good. I mean, not
Yeah.
that you need my approval, but I'm just saying,
No, I
as an
appreciate-
outsider, as an
appreciate it.
outsider looking in,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that would be nice to have a little bit of a resource like that to do that. So,
Yeah, I'm excited.
all right. Is there anything else you want to add as we're getting to the end of
I was trying to think if there was anything else.
our road trip?
I just want people to be good humans.
Yeah.
You know, like treat people with respect and be honest and accountable and all those things and make the world a better place that way. You know,
It's that simple.
that's my cheesy little tagline for the end of it. But yeah, I just think we can all be better humans.
I think we can all improve.
Yep.
Just one couple steps up, we'd be good. So, well, thank you so much, Michelle. It's been
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
learning more about what you do. You're doing great things. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.